Alright, we got Alan Wake Remastered. And this was an interesting one. I jumped into this game not really knowing what it was. I just knew it was a remastered game and it was sitting there and it fit the whole bargain bin idea. After playing it, I did a little bit of research and found out that this game was originally released back in 2010. That's 16 years ago. And I think that kind of matters. Because when you play Alan Wake Remastered today, you can still feel that older game underneath it. Not in a terrible way, but you can feel it. The pacing, the movement, the combat, the way the story unfolds, it definitely feels like a game from another era that got cleaned up for a newer audience. Now let me be clear. I don't think Alan Wake is a bad game. I really don't. It just wasn't what I was expecting. And honestly, it wasn't what I was in the mood for. Alan Wake feels like one of those games you have to be ready to sit with. This isn't something you just jump into for quick chaos, quick action, and a couple of quick clips, This is more of a slow burn type of game. It feels episodic. It feels like the kind of game where you're supposed to take in the scenery, listen to the story, and pay attention to the atmosphere and let the mystery build. And I caught myself doing that. There were radios in the game, and I actually stopped to listen to the broadcast. I wasn't just running past them. I was sitting there like, hold on, is this part of the story? Is this giving me some kind of clue? Am I supposed to understand something here? So I'll give the game credit. It did make me pay attention. But at the same time, the story was confusing to me. I couldn't always tell if this guy was dreaming, if he was awake, or if this was really happening, or if the game just wanted me to be confused on purpose. And maybe that's the point. If you're into psychological thrillers, that's part of what makes this game interesting. But for me, it started to feel like a lot. Then you add the combat on top of that. The main combat idea is that you have to shine your flashlight on enemies first to burn the darkness away, and then you can shoot them. On paper, that's a cool idea. It's different. It's not just aim and shoot. You have to use the light first, then the gun. So I understand what they were going for, but personally, it didn't really work for me. I wouldn't call it cliche. It's not like I've played 100 games that do that exact thing, but something about it just didn't click. The combat could have worked. The story could have worked, but the combat mixed with the confusing story made the whole thing feel heavier than I wanted it to feel. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the wife, the darkness, the town, the dream stuff, the manuscript pages, the radio, the atmosphere, and then here comes these shadow people running at me while I'm trying to manage a flashlight, batteries, and bullets. And I know some people are going to love that. That tension is probably exactly what Alan Wake fans enjoy. But for me, I'm sitting there like, man, I don't think I'm in the mood for all this. And that's really the best way I can explain Alan Wake. This is a mood game. You have to be in the mood for it. If you're a horror fan, or if you like psychological thrillers, story-driven games, strange mysteries, and that dark, unsettling atmosphere, then Alan Wake Remastered is probably a good bargain bin buy. Especially if you catch it on sale. Because for the right person, I can see this being a game that, you can really get into. But for me personally, I don't think this is something I'm firing up the PlayStation for. Sitting in front of a big screen and locking in for the night. That's not really how I see myself playing Alan Wake. This feels like something I might, enjoy casually. Maybe on a PS Portal, lying back, playing a chapter at a time, not trying to force it, not expecting non-stop action, just letting the story play out. And that's not a knock against the game. Some games are main event games, and some games are just let me sit back and chip away at these games. And Alan Wake feels like the second one for me. So, my bargain bin verdict is this. Alan Wake Remastered is not a bad game. It's just not a game for every mood. If you want fast action, instant excitement, clean, straightforward gameplay, this is definitely not the one for you. But if you like horror, mystery, psychological thrillers, slower, story-driven games, then yes, Alan Wake Remastered is absolutely worth looking at when it hits that bargain bin price. For me, I respect it. I understand why people like it, and I can see the quality in it, but I also know myself. The combat didn't fully grab me, and the story had me confused more than curious most of the time. This is probably not the game I'm rushing home to play on the big screen, but as a casual chapter by chapter game, yeah, I can see that. And that's the honest answer. This is Uncle Ed Gaming. I played it so you don't have to waste your time or your money. And this time, if you're the right kind of gamer, Alan Wake Remastered might actually be a good, solid bargain bin pickup.